Hey everybody, welcome to week 1 math lessons, and I guess probably a little bit of social studies. I'm downstairs in my basement missing you guys. I wish we were meeting together in person, but I guess until all of this stuff is out of the way, this is how we're going to continue. So I hope everything on the Google Slides has been easy enough for you guys to navigate and to find what you need. If you found this video, then you've made it to the math page. Couple things, your worksheets that we're going to be working on, there's 3 of them today. If you want to download them, they are in the link right above where you clicked on this video. One thing to note, as they were scanned in, they were scanned in the opposite order. So the one that we're actually going to be working on first is the third of the worksheets, and we'll go and then look at the second one and then the first one. So today we're going to start working on geometry. I usually save it till the end of the school year because to me it's the funnest and it's the easiest one. A lot of you guys already have some experience with geometry and with shapes and different things like that. So today we're going to get into a few specifics. There is a Math Antics video that I want you guys to watch that is going to be on the Google slide right next to this video. So take a look at that. But while you're looking at that, there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind for your worksheet. When you are naming points, lines, line segments, and rays, you have to write the name in a very specific way. So on your first of the worksheets, if you look right up here at the top, we have the point, the line segment, and the ray. It has a definition of what it is. It has an example of what it looks like. And then down here, it tells you exactly how to write the name of each of these, okay? So I'm gonna do a couple examples in just a second, but let's take a look at the worksheet real quick. We have some examples down here. I want you to draw. It says use a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, just make your line as straight as you can. And then down here, they want you to identify a point, a ray, a line segment, and a line within this figure right here, okay? The second worksheet is very similar to the first one. It just has some examples of lines, line segments, and rays. Excuse me. And it wants you to name each of those figures. If you need to look back at that first page for some help, you can. And then at the bottom, it has a couple, it's intersecting line, parallel lines, and perpendicular lines. So it wants you to identify those. The third page, kind of at the top up here, gives you an example of a parallel line, an intersecting line, and a perpendicular line. And I gave this page to you this week. We're going to do some more in detail next week, but I gave you the page this week because I felt like through our daily math review, we've had some experience with parallel and perpendicular lines, and with your 3rd grade work, you have some experience with parallel and perpendicular lines. So this page right here, 1, 2, and 3 is going to be using this top shape. 4, 5, and 6 is going to be using the bottom shape. And then down here at the bottom for 7 through 10, this symbol right here means perpendicular. This symbol right here means parallel. So we'll go, if you can try and draw those examples, you can send me a picture and I'll tell you if you're right or not. Next week, we're going to get into more specific parallel and perpendicular lines. And we're also going to start talking some about angles. So a couple of examples that I wanted to show you guys. Let me move my camera real quick. Hope everybody can see that. So there's a symbol, okay? And then we're going to write out what the names for those are. So when you have this symbol right here, it's point and there's an A next to it. So that is called point A. When you're writing and naming points, they're super easy. You just write out the word point. And then the letter that's there with the point. So this would be said point A, and you write down just what you would say. Okay, the second example we have is this right here. And if you notice, there is an arrow on each side here. So that means that this is a line. You can either write this as line, ST, okay? Or we have a shorthand version of that. You could write the letters S and T with a line above it. Now the key is, if there are 2 arrows on your example, there needs to be 2 arrows on your shorthand version, on your shortcut there. One thing about lines is that because they go on forever in either direction, you can make it line ST, or you can switch those letters around and make it line TS. Easy peasy. Now, the next one we have, there are no line or no arrows on the end of these. It ends with a point. So this is called a line segment. So you can write out, we're going to use those two letters there. You could write out line segment DE or ED, okay? Or just like the line, we have a shorthand version because that gets kind of long to write. You can write DE or ED. And for the top of this, since there are no arrows here, you're going to draw a line over here with no arrows. Okay, so notice again, 2 arrows, 2 arrows, no arrows, no arrows. Okay, then the last one we have down here is array. Array is a line, well, not a line, it has one endpoint and then goes on forever in the other direction. So we could call this ray QR, or we could use the shorthand version of it, which is QR, and notice only one arrow, only one arrow. Now, one thing that's different about array that we don't have for the line or the line segment is that array, the letters have to be written in a specific order. If your endpoint is the Q, it starts at the Q and it goes through the R, so it has to go QR. If it was ray RQ, then it would start at the R and come backwards through the Q, but that's not the case here. So you have to start with where the endpoint is and continue on through the letter. So that's the order that those need to go in. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me. I'm available through email. I'm available through class tag. If you're super confused and you're like, hey, Mrs. C, can we do a Zoom call? And you can kind of explain this to me in person, or can you do a Zoom call and help me with these last questions on this worksheet? Absolutely. Send me a message and I will get something scheduled up for what's convenient for you guys. For social studies, there is a brain pop video listed on the social studies page. Sorry about all the movement. On the social studies slide that you can watch. All of the stuff is available on that page with the brain pop information, or with the brain pop video link. There is also the login. So you will need to be able to log into the brain pop in order to be able to watch those. You don't have to set up an account. You don't have to request a code. If it comes up and it asks you for like to get a code or something like that, if you click out of that screen, you'll be okay, and you should still be able to watch the videos. If you do have any problems, again, message me or send me a message on class tag or an email, and we'll get you all fixed up. All right, we missed you guys, and I can't wait until this is all done and we can kind of maybe get together one of these days, and hope to see y'all soon. Bye.